So after surveying over 1,000 seven-figure business owners, we identified that the vast majority of them are implementing a one-dimensional financial strategy, are leaving tremendous amount of opportunities on the table. I take you into a deep dive of some of the insights that we've extracted from people who've completed the scorecard and become clients, and also individuals who haven't. So you can hopefully get some insights around how you should be approaching your financial strategy moving forward. So let's get stuck into it. Now, if you haven't completed the Financial Performance Scorecard, click the link below. It'll take you about 5 minutes and it'll give you a customized report across your profit strategy, your tax strategy, and your wealth strategy. So what we extracted from going through this case study is this multiplication effect that we saw from business owners who implemented this strategy the right way. Like when business owners implement optimization strategy, tax mastery, and wealth building work together, we were able to see that they got exponential results that exceed the sum of any of the individual improvements. Like, to give you an example, a particular client implemented some business optimization strategies that created an extra $200,000 a year in profit. That was created as a result of implementing a better pricing strategy and having a cost efficiency strategy in place. It was relatively straightforward, took about 4 to 6 months to implement in order to realize that compounded benefit annually, right? Next, tax optimization. Reviewing the tax structure, implementing a proactive tax plan, and ensuring that was followed was $100,000 a year annually, which was taken from what was existing tax bills that were turned into cold hard cash. Wealth building system, investing into leveraging existing equity, of taking existing surplus and getting that working, getting that off the sidelines. A particular client was able to invest an extra $300,000 a year. As a result, we've got $200,000 in surplus, $100,000 in tax savings, and $300,000 in additional wealth building activity. That's a significant amount of compounding working. So we've got to understand this comes down to assembling a professional team. Now, through looking at the survey results of the scorecard and speaking to these individuals, the biggest frustration of seven-figure business owners is they felt like they were responsible for extracting value from their professional advisor. There were certain seats on their board of professional advisors that either weren't filled or that those advisors were reactive. They'd have to come to ideas with ideas like, oh, should I set this up? Should I do this? What do you think about that? And the downside is that it's exhausting because you need to come up with the ideas. But two, the overwhelming feedback is that those individuals often weren't working well together. They had conflicting ideas and they weren't prepared to have the hard conversations to reconcile those conflicting ideas and actually get on the same page. And what was the result? Many of these business owners weren't making decisions because they were stuck between a rock and a hard place. A big challenge. So what we evaluated through speaking to these individuals and what we help our clients implement is the core team. What is your core advisory team? You need a wealth strategist. Your wealth strategist is there to help you get really clear on what financial freedom means, to document all of your goals, dreams, and aspirations, both lifestyle and financial, and to help you create, firstly, a financial model of your baseline. So, in other words, if you keep doing what you keep doing, where's that going to take you? And what's your probability of achieving all of your goals? And secondly, how do we optimize the strategic plan to help you achieve more of your goals and to avoid trade-offs? This is critically important. Next, a wealth advisor will help you take that roadmap, turn it into a strategic plan, and help you implement it, along with holding you accountable to running that plan. So should we be buying property? If so, what should we be buying? Helping your project manage that? Should we be investing in the share market? Should we be putting money into super? Going through all of those scenarios. Next, you need a tax advisor. You need a tax advisor who's going to provide you with proactive tax structuring advice and tax strategy. So what does that mean? It means that we need to make sure that we know that you've got the right entities that you're using, that that's being reviewed at least every 12 months. You've got a structure diagram so you know how all of those entities are working together. You've got a proactive tax plan so you know how much you need to pay, when you need to pay it, and if there's any ways to optimize that. And that you know that you're exhausting all of those tax strategies that are available so you can optimize your position and you're not paying any bonuses to the tax man. In addition to that, they're also helping you with your compliance, your VAS, your IAS, your tax returns, your financial statements, all of those kinds of things. Next, you need to have a profit strategist. So a profit strategist is designed to help you take your seven-figure revenues and turn it into 7 figures in profit. Most of our clients know how to make money. They just don't know how to keep it and make it work for them. So our job is to help you review your financial model, Identify what are the levers that you can pull to improve that financial model and then implement that strategy. That strategy could be your position, it could be your pricing, it could be your cost analysis, it could be your dashboard, it could be your cash flow structure, it could be a lot of different things, it could be your hiring strategy. All of these different things are going to form part of your financial model, and this is what a profit strategist can help you with. And then, of course, you're going to need a property strategist. So when we've got our wealth strategy, and for most of our clients, a big part of that's going to be property. So we want to make sure that we've got an expert who knows how to take that goal of what we're trying to achieve, understand the data in the market, and then go and help us find the best areas that are going to maximize our probability of achieving the result. Because not all property does all things at the same time. And we've got a great property strategist. They can help us navigate the research. They can go through the various short lists of properties and exclude things that aren't investment grade. They can help us shortlist the properties, do the due diligence, do the negotiations, handle all of the grunt work. And then we need a finance strategist who's going to help us with our lending, because if we're going to be buying property, finance goes hand in hand. So we want to make sure that we know how to access that leverage to be able to achieve our goals. So how does this all work? Well, the goal should be that you should have all of these people on your side who are working with you. We need to have quarterly strategic reviews where we set particular milestones. For our clients, it's like, okay, let's set a profit target. Let's set an income target. Let's set a wealth target. Let's set a number of projects that we're going to work on. And we then work towards getting aligned, solving the challenges, and executing on the plan. That is usually driven by an annual strategy. What are we trying to achieve this year that keeps us on track with the roadmap? That allows us to have the major planning conversations, go through the what ifs, adjust the financial model, and then work out what do we need to do next. And then the monthly on-track management of like, how are we tracking towards the plan, what's come up, what's getting in the way, where are we doing well, what can we celebrate? And then, of course, emergency consultation. Things come up, right? There's certain opportunities that present themselves, issues that present themselves. So your team needs to be prepared to jump on deck and help you solve those issues. So if you're a seven-figure business owner and you're missing people in these seats, or the people that you've got in these seats aren't aligned with what I just described, then it's probably time for an upgrade. The best place to start is to complete the Financial Performance Scorecard. It's going to evaluate your profit strategy, your tax strategy, and your wealth strategy. It's going to help you see whether there's maybe gaps in your team, or maybe where you've outgrown your team, and help you work out exactly where you can focus your attention to plug those gaps and start extracting the value so you can work towards achieving your financial goals faster. Complete the scorecard, get the report, and let's see what we can do to help you optimize your position.